Hello everybody, this is Jonathan, and today I'll be installing Debian onto a virtual machine. You guys can install it onto your hardware by getting a USB stick and putting the ISO image onto the USB stick. But in this video, I'm going to be installing it in VirtualBox just to show you guys how to install it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So go to their website, and I'll click on this download link on this download button, and it should start downloading the ISO image. I already have it installed. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up to my photo box. I'm going to go ahead and click onto new because I want to add a new photo machine. I'll just call this one Debian Videos. I'm going to go ahead and select my ISO image, which is Debian 12.6.0 AMD64 netinst.iso. Now select next again. Now give it as much memory as you truly want. So I give it around this much memory, give it as many processors as you truly want. I think 4 is fine. So the base memory is fine, and so is processors. Now select next. Give it as much storage as you truly want. So I'm going to get around maybe 34 gigabytes. 34 gigabytes will be great for this virtual machine. Now select next, and now select finish, and that should finish setting up the virtual machine for us. Let's go ahead and start up this VM by setting the start button. And it should start booting up. This virtual machine failed to boot. That might be because by a missing operating system or misconfigured boot order. Okay, over here I'm going to select the Debian ISO file. I click onto mount and retry boot, and hopefully that works, which it does. Now select graphical install. That will make your life a lot easier. And now it should start booting up. Okay, so over here it allows you to select for language that we want the installer to be. So I'm going to select English because that's the only language I technically know. So now press on the enter key. I will select United Kingdom because that is my location. Press on the enter key. Let's go ahead and select British English for my keyboard layout. Load and install components from installation media. This shouldn't take too long. It's now detecting network hardware, configuring the network. Debian as a host name is pretty good, but you guys can change it to whatever you want to change it to. So I'm going to go ahead and change this one to being Debian Jonathan. Now select continue. Domain name, you guys can just skip it. Now it should finish configuring for network, and now we're gonna have to enter the root password. Make sure it's a really strong password, otherwise people can easily break into the system and do some dangerous commands at the terminal, and you guys don't want that. So make sure that our password is strong and very secure. So for example, something really advanced is something really long. But as I'm doing this inside our virtual machine, I'm just gonna put something very basic in, just for just demonstration. But make sure I have a really complex password. Otherwise it'll be easy to break into the system. Okay, now select continue. Now enter full name for the new user. So I'm going to just enter my full name. Now select continue. Guys should be able to set up the username for your account. So I'm just going to call this one Jonathan Stedman because that's my name. I'll select continue. Now I should be able to choose a password for the new user. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one a very simple password, but make sure it's a really hard password if we were doing this on real hardware. Now select continue, configuring the clock, detect disks. Okay. Partitioning method. So you guys can choose guided, use entire disk. You guys can choose guided, use entire disk instead of LVM. And you guys can also choose guided, use entire disk and set up encrypted LVM. Or you guys can manually do the partitioning. I'll go ahead and use the entire disk for the top one. Now press on the enter key. Now select which drive you want to install Debian to. I'm going to go ahead and select my my VirtualBox hard disk, which has 40 gigabytes. Now select the enter key. Let's go for all files in one partition, which is recommended for new users, but they do have separate home partition. They also have separate home, var and tpm partitions, but I'll just go for the top one because that's going to be the easiest one to do, as it's recommended for new users. Now press on the enter key. Let's go ahead and finish partitioning and right change it to disk. Right change it to disks, yes. Now press on the enter key. Do bear in mind that once you select yes, that means all of the data on this drive will be deleted. So make sure to do backup if you're doing this on real hardware. It's right now installing the base system, so this may take a while. Okay, so now it's asking you if you have like any other media. For example, if you have another USB stick that may contain another software that you guys basically want to install. Just say no, because I don't have any other media. So let's just click on to continue, and that should continue. And now we need to configure the package manager. Choose your country, which for me is United Kingdom. Now select continue. And then from here, we should be able to select which mirror we basically want to use. So let's go ahead and use debian.org. So we're using deb.org.debian.org. Now select continue. Leave that one blank, so just press on to continue and skip it. And now it should configure the package manager. This may take a while. Okay, so we're now at the configuring plurality contest. So I do believe this is just sending data to Debian so that way they can go and improve on the operating system. For example, detecting if there's any crashes or if there's any hardware incompatibilities and all of that. So I'm going to select no because I don't want to send them any of my data. Now select continue. Okay, cool. It's going to continue with the installation, and now from here we'll be able to choose what desktop environment we'll use and all of those additional software. So you guys can go ahead and install GNOME if you truly wanted to, but I don't want to install GNOME, so I'm going to disable it. Let's go ahead and install the Mate desktop environment, and you guys can also install a web server as well as SSH server if you truly wanted to. But all I'm going to do, I'm going to install Mate desktop environment. We are not just restricted to one. You guys can select Mate, you guys can select Cinnamon, you guys can also select KDE Plasma, but I'm not going to install these because this VM only has 30 gigabytes, and I'm only want to install one desktop environment, which is the Mate desktop environment. So let's go ahead and continue once you have selected the software you want to install, and it should continue with the installation. Okay, so now it's asking us if we want to install the grub bootloader, which I definitely do. So just select yes, and now set continue. Let's go ahead and use this one, use my disk. Now select continue, and that should start running the should start installing the grub bootloader. Okay, so if installation is now completed, all we need to do now is press on to continue to reboot, and that should reboot for the system. But before I do so, I do want to get rid of the ISO image, so that I won't boot up to the ISO image. Hold on, let me go down to settings, let me go to storage and go to the, oh, it looks like we had done that. Okay, that is fine. Press on to OK, press on the start button, and hopefully it does boot up. Let's select Debian GNU Linux. Okay, looking pretty good. But the next question is, does it boot me up to, okay, we have to enter username, which I do believe was this, otherwise it was Jonathan. Okay, cool. So this is the Mate desktop environment. Isn't this amazing? And you guys can also do updates to the system by going into I think it would be in accessories. Nope. System tools. Yep. And open up to the Mate terminal and write down something like sudo apt update, and this should allow it to update the system. And check if there's any updates available. Okay, and now if we go ahead and do sudo apt update, that should now allow us to update the system, right? Yes, it will. So what guys can do sudo apt update, and that should start updating the system. But it seems like all the packages are up to date, so that is looking pretty good. And you guys can install software by doing sudo apt install and put down like some package. So for example, if you guys want to install Firefox, do sudo apt install Firefox, and we can also remove packages by doing sudo remove Firefox. So I do think that neofetch is working, right? Not command not found, so I can go ahead and do sudo install neofetch, and that should allow me to sudo apt install neofetch. Yes, let's continue. This shouldn't take too long to install, actually. Now I can go ahead and run the neofetch command, and now as you guys can see, I got neofetch working. I can also do sudo apt remove neofetch, and this should allow me to enable neofetch, and that should allow me to remove the actual application. So now if I run neofetch, as you guys can see, it's not found. So yeah, this is how I'll be able to install applications, update the system, and remove applications. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please put a like and please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.